it's like Grahamstown or Mykhanda is a difficult place to do business, although it's quite an exhilarating place to do business. We, being a small town, often underestimate what we have to offer. And when you travel out of town, you go to other centres and you go and eat out and stuff, you're often disappointed. You know, we've got good restaurants in Grahamstown, we've got good accommodation places here. So we have quite a dynamic market. So you've got a good student representation. There's a lot of professionals in town. You've got legal fraternity, municipal workers, government employees, and so there's a lot of varied demand. And what you have to offer has to cater for all those tastes and all those different personalities as well.
We are young, we are free, yeah, we free to be we. Give us the voice to be, we have the eyes to see the true Mykhanda media talks to me. Newsfeed make a good read, they wonder, we can uplift the economy. The Lord God himself we honoring in the city of saints, yeah, we insane. I can't even explain how we pave ways, yeah, we bringing it back in front of the land, yeah. Giving them death and leaving it there. He's kind, hair kind, I can't. This is Mykhanda media.
Eugene Repinz. So I'm 49 now, I'll be 50 in June. But I started working in about 1988, so I was 16 at the time. And there was just part-time working in pubs and restaurants and stuff during school holidays and things like that. And then I eventually studied hotel management, and I've been working in hospitality full-time since 1995. So the name of the business is the Pothole and Donkey, and what inspired the name initially was we had a vacancy. So for about a year we didn't have a tenant in this space in our building. So about, I don't know, say 3 or 4 weeks before festival in 2018, we decided, oh, well, you know what, let's just convert the front part of the vacant space into a pub. Furniture and stuff, so we threw it all together and we put it in, and we were standing outside, we were trying to think of a name. What do we call it? Like, let's call it a pubby name, we weren't too sure what to do. So we threw a few names around, and we were laughing about Grahamstown and the potholes and stuff like this, and I was actually standing in a pothole and a donkey walked past, so I said, let's call it the Pothole and Donkey, and everyone went like, oh, actually that's quite catchy, you know? And we were like, no, that's a bit too much, you know, running Grahamstown down. And as we spoke about it, more and more people said, oh, we believe you're going to call it the Pothole Donkey, that's awesome. And the name just stuck. We did it for fun for festival, and yeah, it's become quite a brand, so it's awesome. Actually, when we opened for festival, we opened just the day before festival, and we had a lot of municipal councillors that came in to have a look. They'd heard about this Pothole and Donkey, and the guy said, oh, you're making us look bad. So I said, okay, well, I'll make a deal with you. When you fix the potholes and clear up the donkeys in town, I'll change the name. So we just started as a cocktail bar, a cocktail espresso bar initially. We had a little pubby menu, selling pies and little wraps and things like that. And it gained in popularity, and we knew then that, hey, we actually needed to expand this because we just get too full, we can't keep up. We had this second part of the building, which actually the biggest side of the building was a bit of a building site, so we needed to fix it up. So we decided, okay, well, we're going to turn this into a fully fledged restaurant, and we had a restaurant for the hotel at the time. This is in the Grand Hotel, called the Calabash, and we decided then to make the Pothole and Donkey the big restaurant for the hotel, close the Calabash side, use it as a function room, and then expand the whole thing. So we finished in December 2018, so the beginning of 2019, we finished the Pothole and Donkey as it is today, and we reopened end of January in 2019. So Yes, and since then it's been great. So as I said, that we started off as a cocktail bar, and no one was doing cocktails in Grahamstown. There's a few guys, throwing out a few cocktails here and there. So my brother, who was a partner in the business at the time, he worked as a cocktail barman in London for a while, so he had a lot of knowledge and experience with cocktails. So he trained some bar people. We got some cocktail barmen in who knew what they were doing. And so the cocktail concept really grew. So I think we were the first in Grahamstown to really throw out that cocktail concept and have a cocktail lounge where people could sit and drink cocktails and enjoy them. And we changed them regularly and made up different wines and had specials on cocktails, which we still do. So a lot of that side of the business grew quite rapidly. We then changed to doing gin cocktails on a Wednesday and half-past cocktails on a Friday. And we've also expanded our cocktail list quite a bit, so we must have over 30 cocktails that we serve on our menu. And then also the food offering also changed, because as we started it was more pubby, smaller dishes. We've now developed into a fully fledged a la carte restaurant, serving everything from salads and starters, seafood dishes, steaks. We're very famous for our traditional hot pots and our ribs and wings. And we added pizzas as well early on, and that's been a hit for us. We specialize in thin crusted pizzas. And so it's all freshly made, cooked on the minute, so we don't pre-make anything. And we've got a lot of experienced chefs who've been working for us for many years in the hotel industry. We've taken some over from other restaurants. I used to own a Spurs, so that we brought some of the staff over from that side. And then we've got great desserts and specialty dishes. We do buffets from time to time, depending on what's going on. Especially for our hotel guests, we do buffets. So some evenings we'll have buffets. We don't advertise it as a regular thing. You might be lucky and be able to get it when we do it for our hotel guests. And we do specials. We do daily specials. We'll run breakfast specials. We will, like in O Week now, we're going to run specials. Order any main meal and get a free 300ml draft for students. So we run all these different types of things all the time, and we like to change and adapt. And whatever's fresh and new, we'll bring in and try out. And if something works, we keep it. Something doesn't work, we'll lose it. So yeah, it's nice to adapt. Some specials you can get from like 69 Rand all the way through our most expensive dish, about 220 Rand. So we recognize the need that people are price conscious, so we're not trying to be cheap, but provide value for money. So whatever we put out there gives our customer good value for money. At the moment we're running a dish, it's a prawn and chicken curry type curry. It's not expensive, I think 79 Rand, but it's a fantastic dish. But it's not a massive portion, but it's really something to savor. We might even add it onto our menu going forward. The expensive dishes are, your seafood dishes or ribs and wings, which are a lot more pricey. But it's value for money. It's such a big portion, no one ever really finishes it. So it's great in that respect. And then we do bigger functions. We'll do, like when we do big buffets, or we have special menus for Valentine's Day, for instance. You'll look at close to 300 Rand per person, but that would be starters, main and desserts. And what's great about it as well is we tailor make. We do private functions as well. So we've got a number of venues that we can do private functions, and then we do cocktail snacks and full set menus, buffets, and it ranges. So cocktail snacks from like 95 Rand per person, and you can go all the way up to full-on buffets to 400 Rand per person, depending on what's required and what's ordered. Grahamstown or Mykhanda is a difficult place to do business, although it's quite an exhilarating place to do business. We, being a small town, often underestimate what we have to offer. And when you travel out of town, you go to other centres and you go and eat out and stuff, you're often disappointed. We've got good restaurants in Grahamstown, we've got good accommodation places here. So we have quite a dynamic market. So you've got a good student representation. There's a lot of professionals in town. You've got legal fraternity, municipal workers, government employees, and so there's a lot of varied demand. And what you have to offer has to cater for all those tastes and all those different personalities as well. So whereas a bigger town, you can concentrate solely on a particular market. Yeah, you've got to be all-encompassing. So difficulties with infrastructure and things like that. So it does make doing business quite difficult, especially if you don't have water, you don't have power. Water, one underestimates the power of water actually, because without water we can't wash dishes, we can't service our toilets, those kinds of things. And it gets trying. You can't make coffee, those kind of things. Although we've got a system in place now with backup water and stuff, but those kind of things make it quite difficult. And then of course we have an issue with, well, not an issue, but it's we're in a position where we rely heavily on student life. So we have certain times of the year where scholars and the students leave town, so it dies down quite a lot, which makes doing business quite difficult here. And then we're on the opposite end, like when other places are having season, we are completely out of season. It gives us a rest, but it also impacts the economy of our industry.
Okay, let me just...
Staffing here comprises semi-skilled workers. So we've got barmen and waiters, and of course kitchen staff, and management naturally. We do a lot of our own training, in-house training. Preferably when we employ somebody, we like to have people that have got experience, especially with bartending and waitressing. It's a big advantage. However, it's not the be-all and end-all of everything. When we look at people coming in and asking for a job, however, it's not the be-all and end-all of everything. When we look at people coming in and asking for a job, there's a couple of things that are really important for us from the get-go. Due to the fact that we serve people all the time, we're looking for personalities and presentation. So when a person walks in and they're well presented and they've got a nice bubbly personality, nice open face, and they're conversational and they converse easily, then we consider that person before we even look at a CV. That's very, very, very important for us. When it comes to obviously the kitchen side, people with experience in cooking is a must. We have to have people who know what they're doing there. However, we do take on from time to time cleaners and bussers who assist the waiters, and we train them up. But attitude is everything. Reliability and honesty is really important for us. We're working with food and liquor and all that kind of stuff. So we have to really maintain the stock and all those kinds of things. So people can't be irresponsible with the stock. And we've got a great complement. I think all in all, in Pothole and Donkey, we must have 30 odd staff members. So it's quite a big complement to run. And a lot of them have been here for many, many years. So our staff retention is excellent for this type of industry. Our kitchen staff here have been with us for 15 years or more. And it's really important to have that continuity. You guys come in, they train them up. Some work here and then leave for something better, for great prospects, and we encourage that because people must grow. Take the Pothole and Donkey via Facebook, Instagram. And then also we can be called, our telephone number is quite widely advertised. We use the telephone number for the Grand Hotel, 046 622 324. Otherwise they can email me directly, eugene@affytimber.com. And we've got a full-on marketing department. They can contact us even on Facebook and Messenger. If they contact us, one of us will get back to the person and send a reply. Otherwise pop in and come to.
This is Mykhanda Media.